Alright, America. So, it's Christmas Eve. Let me make sure I don't get my little vest in here. So, it's Christmas Eve. I'm on my way to work. I don't put where I work at in here because I want to be, I don't want any conflicts of interest, Because I love my job and I respect the corporation. So, I always try to keep it personal. You see this beard I'm growing here? Yeah, I need to get rid of it. It looks kind of rough. Look at that line. It's all jacked up. So, anyway, Christmas Eve, a big day for me. I have an awesome woman at home, and it's our first Christmas together. Whoop whoop! And it's good. We got stuff for the kids, got stuff for each other. So it's a big day. I gotta go to work, but I get off early, so that's good. And I don't have to work tomorrow or the next day. Whoop whoop! So anyway, it's big. So I just wanted to, make this video, kind of talk out to y'all, find out, what you guys are doing for the holidays, what you're doing for your lady, what kind of special stuff you're doing, and just kind of talk a little bit. So, nobody wants to put their problems on YouTube. So I ain't gonna put my problems on YouTube. I'm just gonna rant and rave a little bit, because most of the people I work with see this. So I was like, oh God, I don't want them knowing my issues, But overall, it's been a good year up until now. Came a long way, done a lot of things, seen a lot of things, said a lot of things. I just wanted to, kind of maybe point out some things. If you're in a relationship or a friendship, or just at work with the people that you work with, always remember, a wise person once told me, everybody has to be worked differently. You can't talk to everybody the same way. You can't talk to Sally the same way you talk to Mary. You can't talk to Bob the same way you talk to Joe. Because Sally, Joe, and Bob, and Mary, they all have different personalities. They all come from different walks of life, and they're different, so they have to be worked differently. The same goes for your friendships. You can't talk with Jose the same way you talk to Quan, and vice versa. Because, they've known you for different amounts of times. They put up with a little bit more than the other puts up with, and whatever. And the same goes for your relationship at home. You can't talk to your wife the same way you talk to your boss. You can't talk to your girlfriend the same way you talk to your ex-wife. So understand that, sometimes somebody may take something a little bit more offensively than somebody else would. And always remember to be sensitive. So when you say something and your spouse or your girlfriend, your wife, your boss, your friend, or just a coworker, takes it the wrong way, respond to it. Don't react. Don't just say, oh, and get pissed off and like, oh, why are you taking it that way? Respond to the situation. Sit back and really realize that, maybe they took that offensively. Maybe it bothered them. Maybe, somebody else had said something similar before and it really hurt their feelings. Remember that, and this is more for your relationship because, not just your relationship, but with your children. You remember, if you never take time, America, you'll never have time. Okay? Yeah, we have to work. Yeah, we have to pay bills. We have to do those things, unless you want to live in a cardboard box. Now, my old lady, she'd probably be happy living in a cardboard box with me. If we were underneath the bridge, she would probably be okay with that because we'd be together and she loves me like that. So get like me, America. But as far as, real life and real situations, you have to work. So understand that if you don't ever take time, you'll never have time. You can complain about not having time to, build that deck, or not having time to go on that road trip, or not having time to, go see a movie. But understand that's your choice, America. It's your choice to not take that time to spend with those individuals, whether it's your kids, or whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, If you don't take time from your job, if you don't take time from your busy life, if you don't take time from those things that you enjoy doing, by yourself, you're being selfish. If you truly love those people that are in your life, you'll take that time to sit back and spend it with them. It can be something as simple as, just rubbing your wife's feet. It can be something as simple as going outside and kicking the ball around with your daughter. It can be something as simple as asking your girlfriend to go on a walk with you and the dog. Just taking that time and reinvesting it. A lot of multimillionaires, they become so wealthy because they reinvest their profits into future investments. So why would we not invest our time back into the things that we see as future investments? You're not going to receive dividends on your investments if you don't reinvest into them. So when you see something going up or going down, reinvest time into it like you would reinvest money into it. And even if you see something going super downhill, way past the baseline, you should probably reinvest some time into it to see if you can't bring it back up there. Stock goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But if you notice, when stock goes down, when the company reinvests money into it to improve on customer service and, the time that they deal with the customers, the stock goes back up. So use that in your everyday life. If you're struggling in a relationship, if you're struggling with your family, if you're struggling with your kids, if you're starting to see them act out in school, reinvest that time that you're spending elsewhere into them, and you'll probably see, you'll probably see some results. You'll probably see some return on your investment, or some ROI. I'm going to call it ROT, some return on time. And it's hard to take that time sometimes, America. It's hard to say, I'm going to, tell my job that I just can't do that extra shift. I'm going to tell my boss that, I'm not going to be able to stay late today. Or I'm going to tell my coworker that, hey, I need you to help me out and cover this shift. Because they understand. Believe it or not, if you'll go to your coworkers or your boss or whoever it is and let them know that you're trying to do this specific thing for your children or for your wife or your girlfriend, they'll understand. As long as it's not an everyday thing, and that's what makes it important. You have to have time to miss each other, but those special times where you just take the time to invest in your family or your children, your boss, your coworker, people, they understand that, because one day they're going to have to do the same thing because they have a family. If they don't have a family, they don't have a social life, and they won't understand whatever. But everybody wants that. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to have somebody to want and need them. So they'll understand where you're coming from. Remember, America, if you don't take time, you'll never have time. It's very important. Another lesson is that, and these are all lessons that I'm learning as I go. I have not perfected them. I'm still trying to improve on them in my everyday life. Just like, understanding that everybody has to be worked differently. Another lesson is that, excuse me, I've only had 2 cups of coffee this morning, so I'm really not as fast as I should be. I'm speeding to get to work. I'm supposed to be there at 12. It's 11:45. Another lesson that I've just learned recently is that body language is important, okay? You can look at somebody's body and just about tell how they're feeling. But, big but here, America, don't judge someone based on their body language. You can completely misread somebody. Let me take that back. You can completely change somebody's reaction based on your judgment. Their body language may show upset, right? And they probably are upset. But if you judge them for being upset and accuse them of being upset just based on their body language, they can go from being upset to angry. Okay? You can see somebody that's sad and judge them for being sad and accuse them of being sad, and they can go from being sad to depressed. So don't judge somebody based off their body language. Ask a question before you make an accusation. Okay, I'll give you a good example, America. I'm a Freemason, okay? And a lot of times people give Freemasonry, this bad rap about, Satan worship and all this other crazy junk, right? And I tell people all the time, the reason they do that is because they make more assumptions than they ask questions. Because if somebody will ask me a question about Masonry, I'll give them the answer. There's very few things that I won't talk about. So if more people would ask questions than make assumptions, they would be more informed. So I apply that to this same subject that I'm talking about now. If you'll ask questions to your spouse, if you'll ask questions to your coworkers, if you'll ask questions to your friends, to your boss, if you'll ask questions to a complete stranger, instead of making an assumption, you'll be a whole lot more informed about what's going on in their life, right? And in turn, it'll give you the tools to help them. Because that's what it's all about, right, America? Helping each other, right? We're supposed to help each other. I'm a Christian, so let's take that into account for a second, right? The meaning of being a Christian is to be Christ-like. So if we're trying to be Christ-like, we're trying to help each other. So why are we trying to down each other? Why are we trying to, show that I've got more than you, or where I'm better than you? Or it's not about that. It's about us. It's about we. It's about the team, right? Team America, team world, team human, team man, team woman, whatever, so take that into account. Don't make assumptions, ask questions. People, I'm going to tell you this too, and I'm going to get off here because I'm ranting and raving, and my girl's going to see this and be like, oh my God, why are you talking about that? But, take this into account, America. People like to hear themselves talk. That's why I'm doing this right now. Duh. Right? But people like to talk about themselves. So ask questions. I guarantee you, if you ask Sally Joe, what she did last night or what she did last week on vacation, she's going to run on and talk all about it. She's going to. Because Sally Joe likes to talk about Sally Joe. She don't want to hear about Billy Joe. She wants to hear about Sally Joe, right? So give people that opportunity. And then the last thing I want to talk about is, Christmas. It's Christmas, right? Christmas, Christmas, whatever you want to call it. Don't let anything petty come between you and your family and friends today and tomorrow, okay? This time of the year is supposed to be a more giving and loving time, but don't let something petty that you and your friends or family may have going on stop you from being with each other at this time of year, okay? If you and your mom fight all year long, or you've been holding a grudge against your dad for something that he did to you 2 years ago, use this video as a reason to call them and tell them you love them, or go to their house and hug them. Don't let something petty come between you and the ones you love. Because when it comes down to it, you love them, okay? So the petty stuff doesn't matter. It's so petty, okay? Don't be petty. Be smart. Understand that these people aren't going to be there forever. You're not going to be here forever. So take this time of year, and use it. Just use it. Be around each other, love one another. It's not worth it. It's just not. So anyway, America, this is Richard Jackson signing out. I want y'all to understand that it's Christmas. God, my hairline is getting so bad. Next video is going to be about, how to not lose your hair. Obviously, I'm not going to be the one, doing the video. Somebody else is going to have to do it. Don't look like I'm driving right now, does it? Looks like I'm just chilling, but I'm driving, so I got to get off the phone. Peace out, America. Merry Christmas Eve. If I don't talk to you later, have a great day. Have a great Christmas. And Happy New Year. I just honked the horn. Bye.